They can insult you, question your worth, twist your words, and try to expose your flaws, but the moment you react emotionally, you lose control. Power doesn't vanish because someone challenged you. It disappears the second you give them access to your emotions. Most people crumble not because they're weak, but because they can't stay calm when pressure hits. They know what's right, they know what's true, but their trembling voice and restless body betray them before their words even land. That's the hidden battlefield Machiavelli understood better than anyone: the war of composure. He knew power doesn't belong to the loudest, smartest, or most righteous person in the room. It belongs to the one who stays unmoved while everyone else breaks. Every confrontation is not just a clash of ideas, it's a test of psychological balance. Can you hold your ground when someone attacks what you stand for? Can you think clearly when your heart starts racing? Can you speak calmly when every nerve inside you screams to fight back? That's the difference between those who command respect and those who chase it. Control yourself and you control the situation. Lose control, and you hand your power to the other person before the real battle even starts. The first truth you must understand is this: people don't follow logic during confrontation. They follow steadiness. In heated moments, words lose their meaning. What people really hear is your tone, your breathing, your presence. Machiavelli wrote that men are governed by appearances as much as by reality. He meant that what people see when they look at you, your composure, your calmness, your posture, matters as much as what you actually say. Watch two people argue. One has perfect logic but a shaky voice. The other barely knows what they're talking about, yet they speak slowly, hold eye contact, and move with quiet confidence. Who wins? Always the calm one. Because calmness is a signal of control, and control is credibility. Your body tells the truth before your words do. A trembling hand, darting eyes, restless movements. They tell the world you're losing. So preparation isn't just about what you'll say, it's about how you'll appear. When someone challenges you, your job isn't to react, it's to remain centered. Speak slowly. Breathe deeply. Let silence be your ally. People will wait for someone who looks steady, but they won't wait for someone who looks desperate. That's why calmness wins long before logic enters the room. You could have the facts, but if you look nervous, they won't believe you. You could be wrong, but if you look composed, they'll follow you anyway. Machiavelli observed this centuries ago, but most people still haven't learned it. Humans don't judge truth first. They judge the person delivering it. When your voice is steady, your tone measured, and your movements controlled, you radiate power. You make others believe you know something they don't. That's how influence begins, not with facts, but with control of your own state. Now, how do you stay calm when tension spikes? You begin with your body, not your thoughts. Most people believe if they calm their mind, their body will follow. It's the opposite. Your brain takes cues from your body. When you breathe slowly, your brain assumes you're safe. When your posture is solid, your brain relaxes. Machiavelli understood this principle long before modern psychology gave it a name. He knew appearances shape reality, not just for others, but for yourself. When your body appears in control, your mind begins to feel in control. So in a confrontation, slow your breathing first. Shallow, fast breaths tell your brain you're in danger. Deep, deliberate breaths tell it you're not. Next, control your posture. Stand or sit tall, shoulders relaxed but firm. Don't fidget, don't cross your arms, don't shift weight constantly. Stillness is dominance, restless movement is insecurity. Then your voice, slow it down, speak at 70% of your usual speed. Pause when needed. Don't fill silence with nervous laughter or words. Let silence work for you. Silence makes others uneasy. They'll start rushing, talking too much, revealing more than they intended. And when they do, you stay still. That's power. Calmness isn't passive, it's strategic. It throws your opponent off balance because they can't predict your next move. They expect anger, defense, or panic. When you give them none of that, they lose their footing. Machiavelli would call that mastery of perception, the ability to appear unbothered even when every instinct says fight. Whoever stays calm controls the pace. Whoever controls the pace wins. Detachment is the next weapon. Detachment doesn't mean coldness. It means clarity. When someone insults you or attacks your ideas, it's natural to feel heat rise inside. But that heat is your enemy. It clouds your thinking. The moment you take an insult personally, you start fighting for your ego instead of the outcome. Machiavelli said a wise man acts as he must, not as he feels. That's the rule of control. Your emotions may demand reaction, but your strategy requires restraint. Picture a meeting where someone publicly challenges your idea. The average person gets defensive, raises their voice, and tries to prove they're right. The room grows tense, everyone loses focus, and even if they're correct, they look weak. The detached person pauses, nods, and says, "That's an interesting point. Can you explain more?" Instantly, the tension drops. The aggressor either reveals a real concern or exposes they had none. Either way, you win. Not by force, but by staying calm. That's the Machiavellian advantage. While others react emotionally, you stay focused on the result. You act, not react. And when people realize they can't rattle you, they stop trying. Detachment makes you unpredictable. It gives you space to think, to choose words that hit harder because they're not clouded by emotion. The calm mind always strikes more effectively than the angry one. Over time, calmness becomes more than a tactic. It becomes an identity. One calm moment can save you from a mistake. A pattern of calmness can build a reputation that shields you from chaos. People respect consistency more than brilliance. When they see someone who never loses control, they begin to adjust their own behavior around that person. They lower their voice when speaking to them. They hesitate before raising accusations. They think twice before trying to manipulate. That's how quiet power forms, not through aggression, but through predictability. Machiavelli understood that leaders who are consistent in temperament command loyalty because people know what to expect. Fear fades when you're absent. Love fades when you fail expectations, but respect for composure lasts. Once people label you as the one who never cracks, you stop having to prove yourself. Your calmness speaks before you do. It becomes your reputation. And reputation, Machiavelli wrote, is armor. When you're known for steadiness, people don't waste energy trying to provoke you. They know it won't work. They bring logic instead of drama, reason instead of chaos. You stop fighting unnecessary battles because your presence alone changes the room's energy. That S when you be truly mastered confrontation. You don't have to fight because your calmness ends the fight before it begins. But here's the paradox. Building that kind of calm identity takes real pressure. You can't develop it when life is easy. You build it through every small challenge that tries to pull you out of control. When someone cuts you off mid-sentence, when you're misunderstood, when you're criticized unfairly. Each of those moments is a test. Most people fail by reacting instantly. They speak before thinking, move before breathing, and lose before realizing the game has even started. But if you pause in those moments, take a breath, and act with intention, you're rewiring yourself for power. Every time you choose calmness, your emotional threshold grows. Every time you hold your composure under tension, you gain credibility. Eventually, you become the person people turn to when things fall apart. The steady voice, the clear thinker, the one who doesn't flinch when others panic. Machiavelli would say that's the foundation of authority. Real power doesn't come from force. It comes from being the person others rely on when the world feels unstable. Calmness becomes influence. Influence becomes leadership. The true Machiavellian mind doesn't see confrontation as conflict. It sees it as opportunity. Every heated exchange reveals character. The person who yells shows insecurity. The one who panics shows fear. The one who stays still reveals control. So when confrontation comes, don't wish it away. Welcome it. It's your training ground. It's where your reputation is built. Each test you pass silently strengthens your dominance. Each situation where you stay calm while others lose their grip proves you've transcended the ordinary. People start to sense something different about you. They may not know what it is, but they feel it. They feel your steadiness, they feel your quiet command. They start to measure their own reactions by yours. That's the essence of power. when your composure shapes the behavior of others without you saying a word. Machiavelli believed that appearances create reality. When you appear calm, you make others believe you have control, and soon you actually do. It's not illusion, it's discipline turned into presence. You might feel nervous inside, but if your breathing stays steady, your posture firm, your tone balanced, the room will read confidence. They will mirror you, and over time, your internal state will match the external one. That's the transformation of mastery, from acting calm to being calm. It's a shift from pretending control to embodying it. When you reach that stage, confrontation loses its power over you. Words, insults, or attacks can't touch someone who no longer reacts. You'll listen, observe, and respond with precision. You'll understand what Machiavelli meant when he said power is not about being loved or feared. It is about being respected. Respect is born from consistency, and consistency is born from self-control. So the next time tension rises when someone tests you, remember, your reaction defines your power. Don't give them your emotions. Don't rush to prove yourself. Stay still. Let silence speak. Let calmness disarm them. Because when you stay unshaken, they realize the fight is already over. You've won without raising your voice. You've mastered not just the moment, but yourself. And as Machiavelli taught through every lesson of power, he who controls himself controls everything.